So how's it going, Steve? Busy with work?
It is, yeah, very well. Yeah, this is our busiest time now, so we're really stacked under and delivery time. So
yeah, that's great. Well, it seems really uncanny that today you just happen to be going to Clovelly.
Clovelly, yeah.
But today, when I'm at Welcombe and you picking me up has been absolutely brilliant, and I really thank you for that.
It was good timing, really spooky. Really.
It couldn't have been better.
No.
And I know you're busy, so I'll be coming back up here again to Heartland to camp tonight, and then I'll be taking the A39 over to Poole probably tomorrow or the day after. I'm just gonna have a couple of days off because I've really been pushing it the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And today is going to be a really tough day. I know it is. You know, it was really tough yesterday, but I've done it. I've got there, and so I'm very pleased. But thanks very much for this, Steve.
No problem.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Anytime.
All right, mate.
Nice one, Jim.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you very much indeed, mate.
So we'll
Thanks
see.
for everything. Yeah, we'll be in touch. Yeah, keep in touch, mate.
Yeah, just give us a call when you.
Yeah.
So
I'll be down here again one day.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. I know you never know. I might do the whole thing twice.
Yeah. I'll join on that little bit again.
All right, mate. Look out. Regards to the family.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Take care, Jim.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Anyway.
Bye now. Bye.
Right, don't invite me back to Welcombe, though.
No. I never want to see you Welcome again. Bye. Bye.
Cheers, Jim.
Good morning and white rabbits. Today is Monday the 1st of April 2019 and I've just walked a few hundred yards along the coastal path leaving Clovelly, which was quite an experience. I drove over to Welcombe this morning, to Welcombe Mouth, and was met by my good friend Steve Johnson, who lives in Crackington Haven, who the last time we were down at that place, which we neither of us particularly like because it's such an awful, terrible road to get down to at Welcombe Mouth, and we set off walking into Cornwall. Well, today it's the other way around. The van is parked there now because it's my very last day in Devon, and that is the Cornish border. And from there I'll be going back again to Heartland, where I stayed last night, and take a day's rest. And I've got editing to do, like this film and yesterday's film to do, because by the time I got back last night to the van and found the campsite and everything, I was absolutely exhausted. I didn't stop actually videoing until 6 o'clock, having made a 8:15 start. It was a very long day. It was a very hard walk, and I worried a little bit this morning whether I was going to be okay for this walk because I was so tired. The one thing I did get was a good sleep, and the one thing I did have this morning was a really big breakfast, so I'm sort of fed and watered and relaxed and everything about this. But I know that this is going to be a tough long walk, and I've got no idea quite how long it's going to be, but I reckon it could be anything up to 15 or 20 miles, and so I need to pull out all the stops, get on with it and get the job done. So with that in mind, I won't hang about, and here we go. I've just bumped into these gentlemen. I'm not long left at Clovelly, and I can see the sea behind these chaps as well. So your name, sir, is?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Keith.
And Keith. And what was it? Just like a little bit of a stroll this morning, then, or?
We just go for a hike most Mondays.
Yes.
We live locally, and we've not done this bit together between Clovelly and Hartland Point.
Yes. Yes. Is it a tough walk then, would you say?
This isn't too bad. There's quite a hike up going the other side of Mouth Mill, but once you're along this stretch, most of it, once you're up high, you stay high.
Yes. Yes.
It's not like the stretch between Clovelly and Bideford, which is like going over the Himalayas, up and down,
Yesterday,
up and down.
it was exhausting.
Yeah.
And especially that last stretch where it's the twisty road that goes around and around and around. I think I passed
Hobby Drive.
Yes,
Yeah.
I said that I saw a sign saying it had been sort of extended in 1901 by 833 metres. So I mean, somebody's put some work into that at some point. But it seemed to go on forever. A signpost told me that it was 4.5 miles to Clovelly when my but as the crow flies, it was 4 kilometres on my phone. So you know, I had to do an awful lot of extra walking, but it was worth it getting to Clovelly. That's quite a unique place, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very unusual, very unusual. And I spoke to a few of the regulars as well about the history of it all. It seems a really strange setup, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting. The history is interesting.
Yes.
But when we have visitors from away to our house, we advise them to go there because it's worth seeing. But
absolutely.
Now we have to pay to go in. It's not beneficial to us to keep going there, so we just entice them to go there and have a look.
Yeah.
It's like you come to North Devon, you go to Clovelly, it's worth seeing, and then you tick it off as something you've seen and an experience.
But, I rate this stretch as scenic as any stretch of coastline in the world, really.
Yes, it is indeed.
It's really spectacular.
Yes, it is. And having done Cornwall and the toughness of some of those walks, especially, I don't know whether you've done it from St Ives down to Land's End. That's
done a lot of bits of it, but I've never strung it all together.
Yeah, because I remember when I came back here the first time, which was last October, it was quite difficult from Welcombe to Bude and onto Tintagel. It was a tough walk. It was
we did that a few weeks ago.
Yes.
All down through Morwenstow and Hawker's Hut and all of that.
Yeah, beautiful walk, but a little bit tough.
Yeah.
Anyway, lads, it's been very, very nice just having a quick chat with you. I've got quite a long way to go today, and I'm looking forward to getting this stretch finished. So, thanks for your time.
Where are you going to stop today?
Well, I've got my camper van, and I stayed last night on a campsite in Hartland. I'll be going back there and staying tonight and having a rest, and then I'll be driving back down to Poole tomorrow along the A39 and across Yeovil and that direction, and get myself settled down there again and get some walking in. Lovely.
Good.
Great to meet you, lads.
Nice
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. It's 12:15 now, and the first 2 hours have been really, really tough, which is the last thing I wanted, to be honest with you. I seem to be lacking in energy. I've got a slight sort of twinge coming from my left knee, and this really is up and down, up and down, up and down. And now I've got out into the open air, having walked more or less through very heavily overgrown jungle. I mean, the bright sunshine and the sun is blistering down. There's not a breath of wind. It's beautiful weather, I've got to say, but I'm going to struggle. I know I'm going to struggle. I had a feeling when I woke up this morning thinking, after yesterday's walk and the length of the walk and the time it took me, I really didn't feel like it this morning, if I'm to be honest, but having made the arrangement with Steve for him to pick me up, I thought, well, I've got to do this. But I know I'm going to struggle today. I know it. Well, it's 2 o'clock now, and the tired feeling I had has sort of passed by, mainly because I'm on pretty well flat ground. But the problem with that is it's along the cliff tops, so I can't get a chance to get any sort of video of the cliffs or the sea or anything. Can't get near the edge of the cliffs because of electric fences and undergrowth and that kind of stuff. I can see Harlan Point in the distance, which is about 2 miles away. Then I turn south, but I'm going to be cutting it fine to get into Welcombe for around about 8 o'clock. I'm going to be cutting it very fine. I'm just taking a little break now. It's about 2:30ish, and I'm very close now to Harlan Point. And I've met Anne, and we're just sort of chilling out on this little seat here, having a little chat. And so, what are you doing here, Anne? What are you going for a long walk today?
No, I'm just on my way back to Bodmin Moor from having spent the weekend with my daughter. So I'm just having a walk on these cliffs because I don't usually come this far up.
Right. I mean, this is obviously not originally your neck of the woods. Then I'm good at Scottish accents in some areas, but I don't recognise yours.
It's Northern Irish.
Northern Irish. Well, there you go.
Well, the east of Northern Ireland's very close to the west of Scotland, so it's an easy mistake. But no, I've been here. I mean, I've been in Cornwall. This is Devon, obviously. I've been in Cornwall more than half my life, so
right.
Cornwall feels like home.
Yes, it's a lovely part of the world, though, isn't it? When I mean, I'm not banging on about the coastal path like I do quite a lot, where I reckon there's 99% of the population who've never even seen a coastal path, never mind walked on it. But I think until you actually do get on the coastal path and see, these beautiful areas, you don't know how beautiful England and Scotland and Wales are. You know what I mean? It's the British Isles. It really is breathtaking to come out here and get the fresh air and see the nature of it all. But it's only really the older generation who do it.
Well, I don't know. I've got my daughter's generation do it. They do it fairly regularly as well.
Yes.
But I think you forget the variety and also how nice it is out of season. It's not.
Yes.
You can walk at any time of the year almost, unless it's pouring with rain, and it's different.
Well, I mean, I've just done that. I'm in my 50th week. Another 2 weeks, and I'll have been going for a year, and I walked all through the winter, and it was fantastic. I mean, the other point about that is I wouldn't want to walk on these parts in the middle of the summer, and Cornwall especially, where are you going to park, and it'll be like a procession along, these routes with coastal path walkers, all doing the southwest coastal path. And I was in Wales on the Pembrokeshire coastal path last summer, and there was a lot of people. I'm not suggesting there's anything wrong with that, but getting camping sites and getting parking places and everything was more or less impossible. So for something like this, it's actually better to do it out of season.
Yeah, although I think parts of it are still pretty quiet. If you don't go to the really touristy bits.
Yes.
But really, that's the time you need to come inland to Bodmin Moor or Dartmoor.
Yes,
I think.
that's right.
I mean, fewer people go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some beautiful inland walks. The Pennine Way and all this, and there's loads in Wales and all the peaks. You don't have to come to the coastal path, but I think it's quite exciting.
Yeah. Well, I hope the rest of your journey is good like this.
Thank you very much indeed. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you have a pleasant day for the rest of the day now. And you've not far to go now, you say?
Well, I was going to head off sooner, but I think it's so nice I'll go a bit up, bit further the other direction before I head for the car.
Okay. Oh well, thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've made it up to Heartland to the tip up there now, and I'm heading down in a southerly direction now, down towards my destination, which is at Welcombe. I've met these two lovely people, and this is...
Hi, I'm Richard.
This is Richard.
Hello, and I'm Sheila.
And Sheila.
And we just live, well, basically up the road. We're both from North Devon.
Yes.
We live over in Barron Harbour.
Right.
Which is in between Coombe Martin and Ilfracombe.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we're on the coast that side.
I was up there, well, I walked, I forget the days, probably 4 or 5 days ago I was through. I was very impressed with the walk from Ilfracombe to Willicombe. I thought that was stunning. That was beautiful.
There's too many nice walks around there.
Yes, there are. And you know, I just thought it was great. And I had to split things up a bit coming out of Croyd, going all the way. It was a bit of a bugger having to walk right down that river for 10 miles, all the way into Barnstaple, and then all the way back up the other side.
Especially when you can see from one side to the other.
I know it, and you know, I've had this several times. It's like 20 miles that you could do without doing, if you know what I mean.
I know, especially when you can see the other side.
It'd be better swimming across it.
Get a boat next time, then you'll be fine, won't you?
Yeah. But so we're just on a jaunt today. Then are you just wandering around, or are you going?
We decided to make the most of the weather.
Yeah, so just doing a circular walk here. That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely.
Yeah.
It's a perfect day for it because it's glorious today.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic. So long may it continue. You never know. Yeah, especially for you. You'll need it more than me.
Yeah.
I'm back at work tomorrow, so yeah.
Well, I've done quite well with the weather. I mean, I walked for 19 days in January.
Well,
I've walked right through the winter.
Yeah.
And I had a really good year last year, as you can imagine. You know, last year was incredible, wasn't it? The whole year.
You'll never get another year like that. I mean,
well, they say it's going to happen again.
Do they?
I mean, according to the Sun, which I don't really take it that serious.
But
they say we're going to get. They say we're going to get a really good blast of weather.
Right.
But bring it on.
Fingers crossed.
And best of luck for the rest of your journey.
Thank you very much, Sheila.
Take care.
Lovely to meet you.
And you. Have a safe journey. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely time.
Thank you. Bye bye now.
You take care now.
Bye bye. It's 5:31 now, and I'm here at Hartland Quay, and I've got a decision to make. Well, I've already made one or two inquiries from one or two local walkers how long it's going to take for me to walk from here to Welcombe, and I think I might be running out of daylight, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack on as best I can. I reckon it's about 5k, and it's 5:30 now. It's going to get dark at 8 o'clock, so I've got 2.5 hours, but it's up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't want to be walking in total darkness. There's a network of roads just inland from the coastal path, so I'll walk as far as I can on the coastal path and then get on to the roads where I'll be safe. I've got a torch, and walk the rest of the way to Welcombe. It seems such a shame that I've missed out this opportunity of getting all the way. I've felt pretty exhausted all day, and it's been a pretty tough walk as well. I did too much yesterday, that's the problem, and I was a bit slow starting this morning for one or two reasons, and slow walking as well, and I recovered that, but I'm getting tired again now, and I can't speed walk anymore. I've gone past that point now. So it's still bright. The temperature's gone down a little bit. They say it's going to rain tomorrow, but this is the only way I'm going to do this now, so I'll get moving. know, this really is touch and go. I've got a sign in front of me saying Welcombe 3 miles. Now look at the sun. I reckon that's going to take about an hour to go down. If we might not see it go down because it's misting up, otherwise it would have been a lovely sunset. So I'm going for it. 3 miles, I can probably walk that in maybe just an hour if I get a move on, and it's fairly flat now. I don't see any really big steep hills. I've been walking more or less on a flat surface for a while, but yeah, and there are roads as well not far inland which I can get at, so I can still get to Welcombe whichever way I do it. It's not as if I'm stranded, but I would like to take the van and go and stay back on that campsite tonight, and I'll be, the first thing I'll be doing when I get back is getting straight into bed and going straight to bed, and I'm looking forward to that. It's 7 o'clock now and I'm on the road. This is actually part of the coastal path, this particular piece, and I've just passed a sign there saying 2.5 to Welcombe, which is that's more like a steady walking pace, about 2.5 miles an hour. But now I'm on a road, if I'm to be honest, I haven't really got the energy to sort of power step. I don't know how many miles I've done today. But as I say, this on top of yesterday has been quite hard, and when I say I've enjoyed it, I've enjoyed the scenery. I've met some lovely people. I hate chasing my tail and you know, getting fraught with am I going to make it? You know, thinking all not so much negative thoughts, but I've never walked on the coastal path in the dark. I've come close once or twice to, you know, needing my torch earlier than I probably should have done, but I think only on 2 occasions I've actually arrived back at the van in darkness, and it was not a very nice experience. I don't want to do it again, and I don't want to spoil all this just for being stupid, really. And I'm glad that I've had a go at this. I feel quite pleased with myself, and it's not the way I would like to have ended, but there we go. You know, it's the end of a walk, and same as any other really. And I'll be taking a couple of days off, so you won't be seeing any video for a couple of days. But it's been a great experience.